Welcome back to another racing video. Today we are at Karting North East, Warden Law for round 3 of the championship. A massive 32 karts in one grid today, as heavies and lightweights are all thrown in together due to the amount and number of heavyweights, and yeah, it does get wild. On paper, this was my strongest round so far, but in a grid this mixed, positions don't always tell the full story. Take out the heavier drivers, which I wasn't technically racing against, and the results do look very different. So strap in, you're about to see what it's like to go wheel to wheel with 31 other drivers, where every corner counts and every position might not be what it seems. Now we do manage to bounce our way off the line, managing to maintain 6th position. We did qualify in 6th, however we do normally go straight into the race. In this occasion, due to how many karts were here, there was a kart swap in between. So we don't know if this car is good or not, but let's see exactly how we go. Now, as mentioned at the start, this is mixed grid, so ahead of us right now is 2 heavy drivers. We've got the one in the orange suit and the one right in the front in the blue suit, which we will see a little bit more of him later on. Now we can see the one in the orange suit is under pressure. Look behind him, we try to follow him through on that line, however we can't make it stick. It does take around the outside, but going into the second centre we managed to get cut back on him going into the chicane, and we nearly got 2 there, but we just didn't quite have the run. So going down to the hairpin, at least we've got to try to make that move as fast as we can, because no doubt there is going to be faster cars behind us, so we need to get away from them as best we can. Now going down to the hairpin, I try to make the corner as wide as I can, however the person in the orange suit just decides to try to kill us. Now bearing in mind he is a little bit heavier than me, so his car wouldn't have moved as much as mine, but we managed to hold on to it and keep the 5th position. And that is lap 1 just about done. So we've not done too bad, we've only made 1 position, nearly died, but at least we've survived. So as we're going down the straight, I decided not to defend to see if there's any karts which are absolutely going to be rapid. Maybe from the last time here I was a little bit demotivated. By the way, if you missed the last video here, go watch it after this. You'll see how painfully slow those karts were compared to the one dealing with today. Which brings me on to the next thing. New karts have arrived as I've made this video, so the next race there is no excuses. If I'm last, it's because I'm not that good. But back to the action, we can see Dan Ball managed to get me on the straight and trying to make his move on the kart in front, however unable to make it stick there. Maybe trying to go around the outside going on to the second centre, but I'm definitely don't think it's going to be long till he manages to make that move stick, or take him out in the process. So it's a win-win for us regardless, because if he makes a move we want to try and stay right on his bumper to follow him through to make our job that little bit easier, because my car seems to be on pace with the person in front of Dan, and it's always easier if someone else does the hard work for you. Now we can see Dan's twin, because they're both wearing black suits and white helmet, is not making it easier for him, but we'll see exactly how good he can do on the straight to see if he's got that little bit of an edge, but I would imagine he's going to go defensive. We have a quick glance behind us, the karts behind aren't that close, and if they're going to get us down the straight they would have just went around the outside. Kind of what Dan tried to do there, which makes a little bit of a room for me, but there's no point going too much for it or too committed, because we'll just end up going backwards and slowing each other down even further. In fact, I'm getting Flashback vibes. In fact, come to think of it, this is deja vu. It's the same people. Didn't know that before I edited that, but I'm glad I did. Anyways, drop a comment down below if you like things like that, and I will try to incorporate them on into a bit more of my videos. Bear in mind, I still have no idea how to edit videos. But thank you very much for your support so far. If you haven't already, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, as it certainly does help my channel out. So now that Dan's made his way past, I need to as well, as I think we do have the edge on the kart in front. We try to open up his corner, he's tried to go for a semi-overtake, which slowed him down, but then it's just mean I hit the back end of him, so it slows both down, but hopefully we can get a move done on the straight, but we will wait and see. Just jumping to a couple of laps ahead, it actually takes us to lap 5, or the end of lap 5, to actually make that move stick. Now we did use a little bit of touching to make that overtake stick, but let me know your thoughts if that was okay, but we did get that through. Quick thumbs up down the straight just to let them know that I acknowledged it was maybe wasn't quite on, but we needed to get through as soon as we can. Now we look a little bit ahead, we can actually see the carts in front battling, so Dan is getting held up a little bit by Ben, I believe it is at this point, but them battling, especially around Dogleg, is slowing them up, and I think we've been catching Ben each lap anyway, so we might be able to get one more position in this race. Now we can see Dan's made that stick, so we need to get heads down and see how long it'll take till we can catch Ben up to see if we can get that overtake. Now I'll just skip to lap 10. We can see we're right in his bumper. We do have that edge down the straight. Now we do give him that little bit of tap wide. Now what you can't see is he does give us a little bit of a finger wag going down that straight, so I thought I'll not let that one stick, as it might have been a little bit too pushy, should we say, but we're definitely on him. We don't know at the time of how many laps we had left, but we know we need to make a move stick and we need to do it fast. So he is conscious that we are there, looking exactly where we are. I think we've got plenty enough gap to the car behind as well. We can't see their shadow next to us. Now we do try to put him offline, going around the second centre. Now we do manage to make this move stick going into the actual chicane. Really, he could have held that, but it would have slowed us both up, and I think the car behind us would have catched it, so I think he wanted to make sure that he let me pass but killed up the person behind us. And that puts us into 4th place for this race. Now there is only 2 laps left, there isn't actually anything that happens. The person in front is Dan, and as we can see he was much faster and just left us in his dust. So what I will do is I will skip to the next race. So as you know by now, you start in the position where you finished in the race prior. So we are in 4th place. We have Zach in 1st. We have someone we don't normally see because they are in heavyweights, which is James Lawson. Fun fact, James Lawson used to race in juniors, or indeed mini-max, when I was racing at the same time, so I don't think we've actually raced together, so it was actually nice to see him. As I said, you would have saw him a little bit more in this one, and also you will see him a little bit more and see how good his defending and or speed is. You will find out. And as you know, because you saw him in the last one, is Dan to our right in 3rd place. Now make sure you do watch this one, because the winner is not who you think it's going to be. Lights are green and we get a blinder of a start, absolutely getting that jump on Zach as well as Dan on the inside as well. Managed to give James a bit of a push. We were both completely shocked though, because out of nowhere George just tries to go around the outside of both of us and actually makes it stick, but at least we have that bit of a confidence. We know this car has a good bottom end. Now James doesn't let that stick. We wants to make sure that he gets 1st place back as best he can. He does actually cut Joe off on the exit of that corner and he's managed to get back into 1st place. Now we hold it around the outside going into St. John's, but we know fine well he's going to be our inside going for the 1st centre rest. We try to squeeze him a little bit to the curb, so at least we can get the line going around the 2nd centre rest and into the actual chicane, and that's us into 2nd place. Now we know from our other videos that Joe's has been pretty rapid, so we need to make sure we get our head down and try to make that place on James as fast as we can. We know we've got that little bit of an edge, as we can see when we're going into the gasworks here. Now we're right in his bumper. He does go semi-defensive. I've tried to wipe him out of the way. I've decided to let off a little bit, but it's completely put me out of position. Joe has managed to make that move stick. He says sorry, don't know why. If you are watching this, don't bother saying sorry for things like that. We all do it, but we can see somebody else has tried to go down my inside, or indeed which was going to be the outside, around the horseshoe. So that was a nice exciting 1st lap for everybody, which has been a bit of a change from our previous videos. Now we can see Joe has just went round the outside of James. There's nothing he could have done there. James gave a little bit of a wave to his fans in the sidelines, but the wind drag that must have caused has allowed us to catch right back up onto his bumper. So now we've got to be smart. We know that there's plenty of experience under the hood of James, so he will go defensive where he can, so we need to make sure that he either makes a mistake or maybe force that little bit of a gap where we can. Now we can see him going defensive into the centre. Now what this is doing is allowing the carts behind me to bottleneck and get onto my bumper as well, so I've got to make sure that they don't try to make a move on me while I'm trying to make a move on James as well. Now we did have a little bit of a glance to see if we can get into going into the chicane, however he managed to cut that off. We know we are fast going out the chicane and down to gasworks, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be a little bit wise, and at least I'm not going to take him out this time as well. We tried to open that corner up a little bit, see if we have enough overspeed to go around the outside. Same thing again, someone just managed to get that undercut on us there. So shame on me really for allowing that to happen. I should have really just stuck behind James, push him out that corner, because it is very rare someone managed to get around the outside. Now we do have a little bit of a cheeky move going around the last corner. However, we can just see that he's absolutely rapid and gone, left me and James for dead. Now we can see that James cranking the engine as best he can to get that more speed down the straight, but it just wasn't enough. We can see someone's also went around the outside of us going down the straight, so my original thought of having a monster kart this time is maybe not correct, but it isn't doing too bad, and we're having quite a bit of fun with the kart around us as well. Now after this race, James actually apologised for us for his lovely defensive work which he's doing. He called it diabolical, but to be perfectly honest, it did the job and keep us behind him for we will see exactly how long, but it is a matter of time right now. But we can see that he knows exactly where to put his kart, where he's just leaving that little bit of a semi-gap for us to sneak in between, but just not enough to actually make that move stick. Now we're not going to make the same mistake we did before going into Gasworks. Now we are right on his bumper, see if we'll give that little bit of a tap to see if he's going to outbrake himself, but doesn't. But we're not going to leave the door open on the exit for someone else to get me for the inside of going around the horseshoe. Now we do know we've got a little bit of speed with us a little bit closer going on the straight this time. We will see if he leaves that door open or what exactly we can do. So we can see he goes straight to the inside. I know I've got a car behind us as well, but we decide to see if we can get around the outside going down straight. Quick wave as we do. Now what actually happened, Penfold was right on my bumper and he was in the sandwich between us. I wasn't aware, so when I've moved a little bit to the right to cut James off, I've nearly went sideways down the straight. Now that would have been good content, but it might have been a bit scary in that moment, or also known as a brown pants moment. But anyways, now we are in third place and we need to get our head down. We know the karts in front are absolutely rapid and gone, however we need to make sure we get our head down. Now we aren't sure at this time exactly who is lightweight and who is heavyweight, so we know Joe is lightweight and we would imagine that the other kart with him is also lightweight, but we can't lose any places now because we know we are in for a trophy. Now we are also aware that the kart behind us, who we now know is Penfold, is pretty fast because he managed to try to get both me and James going down the straight before, so we've got to be wise making sure that we don't leave enough space for him to get through. But I was hoping for James to use his fantastic defensive skills, just like we've seen Penfold do to us beforehand, keep him behind him as long as we can. So let's see exactly how we can hold on to this position. Quick jump to just about a lap ahead. Now we can't see that we are still in third place, however let's see what's going to happen next. We can see the karts have already gone, so we're not going to make a place, but obviously since I've cut to this place, we're checking behind us, we know someone's there. Now we did go defensive, but what we weren't expecting is Penfold to do the switcheroo on us. He was going around my outside and suddenly he went on my inside. That's why I moved over, but well done him, completely tricked us. And then he just wanted to show off his new sexy blue suit again. That's exactly why he wants some camera footage this time. So we know he is that little bit faster, but we need to make sure that we can keep up with him as best we can so we don't lose any more positions. And what we'll do, we'll stick with this for a lap as there is karts catching us up right now. However, they're not on our tail, just to see where Penfold has the extra edge on us there. Now that was actually a yellow flag going at a dog leg, which is why Penfold put his hand up and we slowed down that little bit. It maybe didn't look that I slowed down, but I promise I did if any officials are watching. But we do look behind us and the karts are pretty much on our tail at that point, so we go semi-defensive and make it difficult for them because we're not sure exactly how long is left of this race. So don't put a timer on this just to make sure that you don't do any dive bombs on the last lap. Now that doesn't sound like any of us, does it? But we can see that Penfold's had a good look behind him there. He knows that I'm not on his tail, so he's probably going to go that little bit faster because he knows he doesn't have to go defensive either. Now a quick look to our right just to see exactly how far the karts are in front, as well as have a little glance of where the karts are behind. We can see I went extremely defensive on that white line, so we all know they are right on our tail. But let's see how long we can keep them behind us. Now you should notice on my lines that I'm maybe a bit more in the middle of the track rather using all of the track. For example, white line of the entrance, make sure apex and use all of the exit. However, it didn't make too much of a difference because we can see they've tried to go around my outside here and they've managed to nearly make this stick going through Brian's little bend here. They've managed to get in front of us. I'm trying to hold it as best I can, however they've managed to make the edge. We can see that I give them that little bit of a tap when I maybe should have been that little bit nicer and it's allowed not one but two people to get past. Now who we haven't seen in a while as well is our good friend Kev Hunter. Now he actually went into heavyweights this year, which is why we haven't seen much of him. However, he's doing really well in that championship. I think he is actually leading it after this one because he does win this one. He is currently first in heavyweight, which means that we are currently running in 6th place. And something that I've not noticed when I've watched Kev race beforehand is just his technique and his lean. We can see that it looks over exaggerated with his actual head movement as well as he's going around the corner, but it is making sure that he can get enough weight on the outside of the back wheel to make sure he can jack a wheel, because as we all know that these karts don't have a differential, which means that you need to try to pick up a back wheel to help the kart rotate and make sure you don't scrub off too much speed going round the corner, which means that you can ping out the corner as you do not bog as much. Hopefully you enjoyed that top tip. If there's anything else which you want to know of why people do things in karting, please leave a comment down below and I might be able to make a mini series, whether it be shorts or make a full video just explaining them. So I look forward to reading your comments below. If you've made it this far in the video as well, thank you very much. This is your reminder to just give the video a like, and if you've enjoyed content like this, please consider subscribing. I will also put the raw footage of this later on through the week or the following week. Now we do actually finish in this position here. There was one kart which was catching us extremely fast, which was Will Shevlin. Again, we don't normally see that name as they are in heavyweights. However, it would have only been one extra lap for the end and he would have had me. But it wouldn't have mattered too much because he is in the next class above. So we wouldn't have lost the extra position. So we did end up finishing in 5th place in this one. The next time we're at Warden Law, the new kart will be here, so I hope everyone's looking forward for that. If you are planning to get back into racing at Karting North East, making sure that you do book on early, because this event in this case was actually booked out in the morning. There was somebody that arrived on the morning, however since the grid was full there was no space for them, so they ended up watching on the sidelines. So this is your reminder, if you want to get back into racing at Warden Law because of the new karts, book now, don't wait till the last minute like I normally do. But I will end the video there. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you on the track next time.